I'm just finishing some setup. Shouldn't be too long. Sorry for being a bit late. I had a coffee date today. And mismanaged my time. As expected. Alright. That's good to go. Just gotta fix my computer because it's trying to restart. So I think I will do that right now. Before anyone's really online. And I'll start setting up for my bracelet while I'm doing that. I hope everyone's doing okay. We're currently Friday. So it's gonna be the start of the weekend for most people. And I know a lot of you sure need a break. I hope you have at least one fun thing planned this weekend. Because keeping your mental health just as important as working on your physical one. And that includes a good work-life balance. And yes, this isn't gonna be super pretty with my sleeves tucked in, but otherwise I'm gonna keep unraveling everything. Here we go. The cheat sheet is out. Reminder that I can't currently see any of your comments because my computer is turned off. It will be back on as soon as I can. Maybe I'll just write it somewhere. Here we go. Alright. Let's start on this. Like you've seen the last few streams, I try to do at least one time the full page. And then I'll get to something else once my arm is tired from doing this. And row 1 is done, and the computer's at 30%. And yes, because the computer is restarting, I can't even see if the framing makes sense right now. I'll adjust it as soon as it's open again. Which should be soon. Because I'm seeing the restart animation right now. This is layer row 3. Normally, if I'm on a good day, I'm fast, this is gonna take me roughly an hour. The good thing is, today I'm awake and in a good mood. I had to get up early because I was grabbing coffee with my friend. And we did some catching up. With coffee and breakfast. Well, seems like there was more update. I'm not gonna see your comments anytime soon. But yeah, we had cooking breakfast, and then I whipped out one of my smaller card games that I can bring with myself. That's gonna be easier for me. So we played Doom, which is a card game about trying to make your family as depressed as possible before killing them off. Because you win if they have the most negative points, and only the dead character counts. And you can kill your characters or the character of the opponents if you want to stop them from getting points. So let's say he's at -5, that's time to kill the character. Because you can't kill them in positive unless you have like action cards, which are fairly rare. I think we got one our whole game, which means that it did kill one of my character in negative. No, actually, it wasn't even negative, it wasn't positive. I think the character was worth +5, so it made me lose points by killing one of my characters. Seems like luck was on his side today, so he won. I think he had like 160 points and I had like 105. And every card you get 3 circles, so you can kind of stack them. The cards are transparent. And every card shows like what happened to the character for him to get in a worse and worse mood. And sometimes you can apply nice things to your opponent's character. Like one of them went to a picnic. But then another one got haunted by ghosts. You can play up to 4 players, and you each have like a family. It's very different, but you have to have like a bit of dark humor to play. Otherwise it's a bit sad. But hey, right now life sucks. Maybe getting fake characters to have a worse life than you might be a bit entertaining. Also, like in the rules, if you read them, the first player is the one who's had the worst day. Like, that's a bit funny. So you're kind of allowed / forced to rant and get everything out there before starting. The thing is, we couldn't really choose today because we both just got up and got ready to leave. And then had coffee. We both were having a good day. And we also knew, like, we'd probably wake up fairly late, both of us. Because at 3 a.m., I was writing to him, I'll text you when I'm awake. And he said, yeah, I'm gonna be awake late too. So I didn't know if I'd only be able to, like, wake up at 1 or at 2. I put my alarm at lunch, but I wasn't sure I'd be able to wake up. And I did. So I wrote to him and I was like, I'm awake. I can be ready in 15 minutes. And I wrote, that's fine. Like, I'm gonna need a shower so I can be there at 1. Nice. Like, that's clear and effective communication. We also made sure, like, 2 days before that it still worked for all of us. I mean, that's easy because we're just two, but still, I'm sure you get it. You never know what's gonna happen. Like last time I had a friend ask me to a burlesque show, and the day of, I had to cancel because our car was stuck in the snow in the parking lot because there was a snowstorm. And I was really bummed. But, like, clearly my friend understood that it's no one's fault if the weather sucks. It's definitely easier to chat and work on the bracelet by having the card to tell me which row I'm at. Takes less brain power. The computer's open, so now I just have to wait on the chat to open so I can see your comments. I can remove this here. Alright. Nice, I can see I've lost no comments, so everything's great. However, This isn't straight. Here we go. Alright. That should be good. Let's keep going. We've almost done half of the friendship bracelet already. For today, of course. Because when I do a ribbon like this, I don't know how long it's gonna end. Because I try to use up all of the thread. Besides that, I had the time to have like a quick rice and eggs meal before coming to stream. Wrong color. Actually, dark blue and pale blue. So yeah, I had my meal and I watched Apothecary Diary while I was having my meal. Today they introduced to us like one more character, which is the Empress Dowager. Meaning kind of like the grandmother. The Empress Dowager is the previous empress. So the one who gave birth to the current emperor.
You can get a 375-gram pack of Mère Michelle bacon for only $3.97 each. Walmart. Save money.
One of the best part of today's episode is Momo switching rooms. So instead of having her small regular servant room, she got switched to the shed, and she's super happy about it because it means she's got more place for her plants, and she can be more noisy at night without like waking up the baby and everything. Another funny part, actually, she was trying to find someone and get information out of other servants, and they wouldn't really answer her, so she bribed them with Jinshi's handkerchief. Since he's kind of the idol of the courtesan place. And I'm sure if Jinshi knew, he'd be very mad. But she kind of doesn't get it. That she has a special place in Jinshi's heart. She's way too dense. Ugh. Besides that, I think today there's 2 more animes I normally look. But since I was out of the house, that didn't happen. I'll have to catch them up after I'm done. Also, one of my viewers sent me like a video to watch on my Discord, and I kind of forgot to open Discord in a week. So I plan on doing that once I'm done with the stream today. It was about diverse gender representation in animes. I know I saw Team Rocket. I saw Ranma. And I saw... Who else was on the preview picture? Oh yeah! From Oren High School. I don't remember the name though, because I haven't watched it. I ain't really into shoujos, I'm really an isekai kind of girl. Most of the time when there isn't fantasy, I'm not quite as tempted. Though I'll admit there ain't that many isekai this season. There's one I really like that I've actually been reading first. which is an old man, like a middle-aged man who used to be just a regular office worker, who gets his guide, and he gets like a huge inventory box, and he also gets the like an internet shopping skill where you can transfer currency for as many random stuff as it wants. There's one very similar to it that's called campfire cooking. The main difference is that campfire cooking is really focused on cooking, and there's like there ain't much romance or comedy. It's really mostly cooking with his monster pets, like tame monsters. This one though is focused on, it's more of a harem style, but it's a slice of life fantasy, and there's also like a bit of combat, merchant stuff. He whips out like mechanical tools and calls them summons because people wouldn't understand what they are. So it's also quite good and refreshing. The one thing that I really like in it is that there's no like guilty pleasure behind the harem style. Like, all of the women are willing participants and aware he's not only with them. The women are openly courting him. And no one's acting kind of dumb. And all of the women have personalities, which doesn't always happen in harem styles. They often feel kind of like an afterthought. And their personalities feel kind of flat. They don't see much purpose to the story besides like eye candy. These ones, there's one kid he adopts, and she clearly has romantic feelings, but it's like, you know you're a kid, man. There's a merchant girl. At some point, there's an inn girl who openly hints that she's willing to offer favors because she finds him kind of cute. There's a beast cat girl. And lately, there's a bodyguard, more tiger kind of cat girl. Both cat girls kind of fight, but it's just a funny fight. They're kind of possessive, but in a... I would prefer him to spend more time with me, rather than he's not allowed to spend time with any of the other girls. Which, as a polyamorous girl, I find really refreshing. It's closer to my lifestyle. But yeah, it's not like a nerd-shattering story. It's just a good, cozy story to comfort you after a long day at work. Definitely still has like a hint of male fantasy, but not nearly as bad as a lot of other content I've been consuming. And also the fact that the protagonist ain't a kid. I'm very tired of protagonists who are like 15 getting in harems. Because that's often what happens in isekai. They get like rebirthed, or at least regained at their peak, which is often a bit earlier than 21, which can be anywhere from 12 to 21. And yeah, I'm a bit too old to have fantasies about kids. Sometimes even, like, in my real life, I get friends talking to me about their husbandos and their teens, and I go kind of cringe inside. Like, if you're my age, and you want one of the characters from My Hero Academia as your husbando, I'm not sure what that says about you. If you want one of the teacher, though, that's fair. If you just like the character because it's cool, that's great. Don't call him your husbando though, because that has notes of you want to do something with him. And they're high school kids. Please don't be 30, thirsting on a high school kid. That's just weird and cringe. And makes me terribly uncomfortable the same way like the half bros trying to date 18-year-old girls. That has the same vibe in my brain. Except, at least, you're not hurting anybody because the character is just the character. My back is already hurting and I've just done half of the bracelet. I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to do today. I do have ambitions though. But 100% is 100% of what you can do without incapacitating yourself next day. That's as much as you can do. To the point where you're sacrificing your mental or physical health. One is progress, the other one's burnout. We're up to row 18 now. It's hard to see any kind of progress when I'm working on these. Like, I know there is. Because every time I do, like, a full page, it's like 2 inches. But 2 inches in an hour doesn't feel like much progress. Sometimes I'm listening to old music I really used to love. And then I listen to the lyrics, which I wasn't quite as good in English before. And I kind of go, ugh! That's kind of bad taste, isn't it? That's really not in line with my values. But they're nostalgic. Like, I like their beat. But the lyrics, edit. That's a good thing with liking K-pop and G-pop. At least I don't understand everything that's cringy about them. Because I haven't learned the language. Alright. We're up to line 21 out of 32. I'm gonna have to join more of the dark blue threads together soon. Because two of them are getting pretty low. But they don't get used up at the same speed, so... I just keep joining them and splitting them until there's none left. I spoke too fast out of everything, I'm out of ideas. I can't really speak about the things I'm reading because... yeah. I would be basically reading a lot of dark romance. And that's not really PG-13 in any way, shape or form. But that's like my chocolate cake. When I want to indulge in something and I don't have a lot of brain power to spend on it, that's my go-to. Otherwise, I have been gaming a fair amount. I've picked up Tomb Raider. On the PS5, I think it's the PS4 version. And man, do I keep dying for stupid reasons. Also, I'm used to RPGs where you can, like, buff your character and have more HP and more strength. And you can't really do that in that one. It's more of a Zelda type where you just have to get better and you do get new skills and new equipment and you can upgrade your equipments, but that doesn't change the fact you're made out of paper. and most of the game, it often happens where they force you to drop all of your inventory, so you don't get any of your guns, and you only have your knife. So you can't do anything ranged. You can do stealth, but if you fail and someone else sees you, you get swarmed with like 3 or 4 enemies who are bashing on you, and you're made of paper with only a shitty knife. So I did grind a lot to try and get more of the skills you can unlock. But even then, you have to know what works great for what situation. So yeah, it's not a mind-numbing RPG. I have to be really involved in it. And even then, I still get killed. Like one of the recent side quests I did, you're stuck in town, so you only have access to your bow, not your guns. And you can't really use any stealth because you're inside of a temple, and there's like 5. There's like 2 waves of 5 guys. So I tried to do it a few times at first. And then I gave up on the quest. And it took me 2-3 days to unlock a skill where I was like, yeah, I can probably use this one in context to pull it off, which is a fear arrow. And I went in there, and I did manage to do the quest after buying everything I needed to do the fear arrows. However, I kind of shouldn't have done it because they were pretty useless. Why? Because I kept hitting the guys on the first floor while everyone was still on the second floor. So instead of attacking their friends, they just died of the poison. So I spent a ton of money to lose everything I just bought to do the fear arrows because they weren't effective. Oh, and also not only do you only have access to your bow, you also can change your equipment to something with like more melee power. Because you have to be in disguise in the town. So yeah, I gave up that quest after like dying 5 times. And it took me 2 days to go and attempt it again. And the only reason I did is because I think I'm fairly close to the end. So I'm trying to make sure I do most of the side quests. I upgrade my equipment. Just to make sure I'm not stuck somewhere and I can't keep going because I haven't grinded enough. Because sadly, Tomb Raider only has an autosave, and you can't backtrack. So unless there's a camp nearby, you're gonna be stuck where you are. And you might be stuck just right before your combat phase. Because that's where the game decided to save. Which did happen to me in one of the crypts. Which at some point, that crypt made me want to just rage quit the game and not go back to it. Because I kept getting swarmed by monsters. And I didn't have enough ammo. And I couldn't hide. So I just kept dying on repeat. Because I couldn't reload. So at some point I just got kind of mad and ran away as fast as I could. And that did the trick. But like there's nothing that tells you you can just run away and they won't run after you. And most of the game, every time you kill something, it doesn't respawn, so you really just kill everything one at a time in order to progress. Nah! Running away was the right answer. By the way, next week, so starting next Wednesday, we're gonna be back to Valheim. I do have it 2 weeks of crafting, and then 1 week of gaming kind of schedule. We're almost done for the bracelet today. Next we're gonna have to try and figure out where we want our leaves. And plan that out accordingly. I know I'm gonna want to do some vines down the color. But I will have to take a few minutes to check the tutorial on them, because I checked on the leaf pattern but not the vines. I'm having like alcohol publicity in my headphones. And I barely drink. Like, I might have one tiny glass of sake a week if I'm having a very shitty week. I mostly drink with friends, and I'm never in a situation where I drink with friends. So I just don't drink. Like, I see my friends at coffee shops, or to craft, or for gaming nights, for like board games. But even those are like in the afternoon. Or in conventions. And since I'm working in conventions, not just there to have fun, I'm not gonna drink to get drunk. You're a lot more likely to find me in my room having a ramen or pizza after my shift. I don't take any drugs either. So there's probably a lot of people that don't find me very fun to be around because I ain't a party girl in any way. And I have never been. Like, I've never touched drugs or cigarettes. And I barely drink. I've got very old lady hobbies. Cooking and crafting. I do, however, watch animes in game, which aren't old lady. But still. They ain't like party hobbies. Alright, we're done with the bracelet for today, because we don't want to overwork one droop muscle, and be stuck not being able to do anything tomorrow. And yes, these aren't made for what I'm doing, but nothing is made for what I'm doing, so I'm using it that way. These are cards for embroidery floss. And I mean, this is still embroidery floss, I just ain't embroidering with them. Actually, a lot of these aren't even embroidery floss grade, because I bought them at the dollar store. Because I needed quite a few packets to do a super large bracelet. And the dollar store ones can't be separated. They just fray off. So they are only usable for friendship bracelets. That's why I'm doing these. So I can use them for something. By the way, I'm planning on having these, like, any trade bin for art trades and convention. Because clearly I can't be selling this. It's taking me hours. And no one's gonna be willing to pay that much. But I think it might be fun for a trade. We'll see if that happens. Right. So that's done for today. Stage the setup. We have a shirt. I don't actually take my time to do it right today. So I take some time to pattern it. Do something decent with it. This is most likely around where I want to do stuff. This is soluble interfacing, made just for embroidery. Well, made with embroidery in mind. Maybe I should iron it down first. Kind of curling up here. Give me a second so I can go underneath my table and plug it in. Oh dang, I forgot to charge in one of my phones. Hmm. I'm a bit short on finding space underneath my table. So I've got 2 cell phones, the laptop so I can see everyone write to me, 1 extra light because my basement is quite dark and doesn't work well with cameras otherwise. So I just had to like unplug my sewing machine. Now I just gotta wait on my iron. I could start drying it out though. Oops. I forgot the red one doesn't have a top. Black. Here we go. So I'm probably gonna make the vines here. Like they go like this. So yeah, I'm gonna go them like this. So I can have a few different colors of them. Let's make this one smaller. I think I'm fairly happy with this, but I think I'm gonna add like another falling leaf further down. Maybe just make it larger. I think this one should be on the side, so it feels more like it's falling. This might be just a bit too big. I don't think I actually like this. Yep, it's more like it. Alright. Chaos! What are you doing? I don't know. Doesn't matter. I'm doing something. That's a bit like cooking. Learn the techniques and then apply them to whatever works for you. Things don't always need to be perfect. The only one who's gonna be aware of it is you anyway. Alright. Happy with this. Let's turn it back out. Let's get some stitches in there so they don't move. Oh, did I move this? Down. And yeah, I know you're not saying very much right now. But don't worry. I'll move everything in play once it's set up. And that's two. And the last one's going straight here. Everything's pinned. Now we've got to choose colors. I know I've got green. I probably want to get this one green too. I've got this yellowy one.
You gotta hear about this. Go from idea to illustration faster with generative AI in Adobe Illustrator. Generate custom graphics, create seamless patterns, and instantly fill shapes with detail.
That one's way too similar.
Try Illustrator today. You won't be sorry.
This and this works. This and this works. But not all together. Nope. Hate it. Don't I have a more khaki one? This one's a bit lighter. Because the variegated thread is way too blue. Should I use brown? I mean, that would look great if I add like twigs. So I'm gonna go for this. So it'll be one color, then the next, then one color, then the next. Let's start with just the dark green. So that's gonna be this one too. And it's definitely gonna be easier to keep the tension even than last time. Since I am using the stabilizer. I really don't have the right needles for that right now. I don't normally do embroidery with this many threads. So the eye is way too small. I think I'll go upstairs and just get larger ones. I'll be right back. I could have something that works better in here. These are the ones I normally use when doing tails upstairs. And I think I know what I'm gonna do so I can blend all of them together. I might use some of the brown inside and outside to do like highlights and lowlights. This is gonna be so satisfying once it's done. For sure, I'll need a good clean afterwards. Because you can see like some armpit stains from deodorants. And it's getting grayed out. So I'm gonna need to some bleach it. this is really the kind of satisfying projects I like. Because you start with something that's not usable anymore, and you end up with something that's better than when you first got it. And this leaf embroidery style is fairly easy to do for what the result is, so yeah, I like it. I also want to have like more of a witchy cottagecore vibe with my clothes. So I have been wanting to add like more plants in my clothing. I do have larger ambitions than just adding random leaves. Because I'd really have to like embroider poison plants. But that does require like more of a piece that's meant for it instead of just doing cross embroidery to fix some clothes. The embroidery point kind of looks like making a Christmas tree until it's rounded out at the bottom. I'm working with red and green, so it's kind of a weird vibe. Oh. Definitely a quiet Friday, but I'm enjoying myself very much. Like I said, this is very satisfying to do. I've really been into chaos crafting. I definitely took way too much thread though. Oh, that's what I'm gonna do. Brilliant. I'm gonna keep the leftover green thread and do highlight and shadow with the other green with the other leftovers. Yeah, I like that. That leaves is almost done. My bad. My throat got really itchy. And we've got 2 leaves instead of 1. That one's gonna be a bit more complicated to place. Let's just move this out of the way. Didn't all go through. Aha! Ain't perfect, but should be good enough. Of course, it's making a lot, right? At least I managed to undo it. Definitely some of my music choices from when I was a teen haven't aged all that great. Actually, quite a lot of it is kind of iffy now. I'm gonna end up like my dad listening to jazz. Yep, definitely in a good mood today.
Walmart est l'endroit numéro 1 pour économiser sur l'épicerie. Pour une durée limitée, procurez-vous un emballage de 375 grammes de bacon Mère Michel, maintenant seulement 3 $.
It's kind of hard to keep the fabric stretched.
Walmart, économisez plus, vivez mieux.
On something this thin. I really like this fresh green. Still getting the same alcohol sale publicity. Like, why? I am not your target audience. So I probably just targeted age and location. This is probably gonna take me one more stream so I can make highlights and lowlights. I should have made sure the pen was on my left. I wouldn't be getting stuck in it. One more leaf almost done. I'm not sure I'm gonna have the capacity to do all 5 of them. I might leave the largest one for the next stream with the highlights and lowlights. Here we go. Let's tie it off. That's also probably just capable stay with the location and age. Because I ain't going back to university or college. I've done my time. I could have been really good with this and made like blood drops instead. Nice! Dang, I love this. Here we go. We're gonna have this one left next time, which should be on Sunday. Because I do have still like half an hour to stream. I just don't think that's quite reasonable for me to keep working that long. So right now, that's how it looks. And also show it like this. Boop. Should be quite cute. I'll see you on Sunday. We're gonna finish the last leaf and we're gonna be shading in the other ones so they can blend together. Have a good night.